everyone, and welcome back to another Fallout 2 video. And today, I can say that I lived up to what I said that I would do the last video, and that is to level up, or get really close to leveling up. Now, I decided to go all the way and level up since I had the time and the desire to level up. Primarily the time. But yes, every 3 levels you get a perk. And I did not pick a perk. I did not assign the skill points that you get from leveling up. I didn't do any of that. And by the way, I'm now up to 100 hit points, so that is very cool. Okay, so time to pick a perk. Now, this actually intrigued me, but I don't think I'll pick it, and I will get to that when I get to the perk. But you have your, at least I feel like I have my pick of perks. Some of them will be very useful, some of them not so much. But I gotta figure out today which ones will be very useful and which ones not quite so much. But Adrenaline Rush. With this perk, you gain +1 to your strength when you drop below half of your max hit points. So basically, you get to hit harder when I would get to 49 or lower. So I would be able to hit harder and maybe even save myself once or twice. Awareness. With awareness, you are given detailed information about any critter you examine. You see their exact hit points and information about any weapon they are equipped with. This perk does really intrigue me, because sometimes I wonder how much health a creature or an enemy has. And during my second playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, I did pick this toward the end. It was called something else besides awareness, but I remember it's like, oh, this is how much health this has. And I thought it was so cool to be able to have that for the final battle. As I picked it, I was trying to level up before the final battle, and I picked that perk before it, so yeah. And then when playing all the DLCs, it was cool to see how much health all the DLC characters had, like Dr. Mobius. And then bonus hand-to-hand damage. And this is a perk that I picked at the very beginning, so long ago, way back in 2020, almost 2.5 years ago. Feels like forever ago now. It practically is for me, but I'm not gonna get to that. Partly because I don't really want to get into my personal life, period, much less right now. I mean, story time I kind of do a little bit, but come on, that's not 2.5 years worth. Anyway, experience in unarmed combat has given you the edge when it comes to damage. You cause +2 points of damage with hand-to-hand combats and melee attacks for each level of this perk. Now, this is starting to become not as useful, because I have guns, and I do have more shotgun shells that I will I will get to what I have in my inventory now in a bit. Now, as you see, I got rid of the radiation that I have. That's one thing I was able to do. And, I remember in Fallout 1, I wasn't able to get my hands on a gun, so I thought that perk would come in handy. And it has so far. It has. I'm not even gonna lie, but I think that there might be better... There may be better perks. So let's continue to go through this. Bonus move. For each level of bonus move, you get 2 free APs each turn that can only be used for movement. In other words, you can move 2 free hexes each turn for each level of this perk. So, basically, I would have the 9 AP to... well, this would definitely be useful to avoid combat encounters. Now, this would basically take the 9 AP that I have to move around and add 2 to it. So I would be able to move 11. So no matter if I would be able to hit an enemy 3 times. So I would still be able to hit an enemy 3 times with a knife and be able to walk 2 hexes. Is basically what it is, in case you're not quite sure. Cautious nature. You are more alert outdoors and enemies are less likely to sneak up on you. With this perk, you get a +3 to your perception and random encounters when determining placement. I mean, this could come in handy when it comes to where I spawn in the random encounters, for sure. But I don't know if that's what I'm gonna pick. I really don't know. And if it takes me all video to figure it out, then gosh darn it, it takes me all video. But I'm gonna get this right because in the first 2 Fallout games, you get a perk only once every 3 levels. So, most definitely going to make sure that I get this right, because I won't get another one until level 12. Dodger. You are less likely to be hit in combat if you have this perk. You gain a +5 to your armor class in addition to the AC bonus from any armor worn. That's very interesting. I don't know how big of an impact it would make having my AC go up to 21 from 16, but oh well. Earlier sequence. You are more likely to move before your opponents in combat. Since your sequence is +2 for each level of this perk. Again, this could make it so that I can particularly get away from a combat encounter that's not favorable to me. But I doubt it's very useful. Explorer. The mark of the Explorer is to search out new and interesting locations. With this perk, you have a greater chance of finding special places and people. I mean, this might come in handy. This feels like the Wild Wasteland perk in New Vegas, where it just helps you see more. And I'm pretty sure TK Manus either has or will make videos using the Explorer perk in the future. If he hasn't, I have no idea what's stopping him. But anyway, for battling raiders and such, not exactly the best perk, and one that, besides just exploring per the perk's name, not very useful. Faster healing. With each level of this perk, you get a +2 bonus to your healing rate. This is in addition to your normal healing rate. Thus, you heal faster. This is just not that useful to me at this given moment, because you can't really heal in combat, and once you get out of combat, I mean, I pace myself to where I will be able to heal. Even if I'm poisoned, I pace myself to where I'm not going to die via poison damage. So faster healing on the surface appears like it's a good trait. It's not that useful to me at this moment. Here and now. With this perk, you immediately gain 1 experience level. Now, the knee-jerk reaction for me is to go, yes, this perk, absolutely. But as I step back a second, and I realize, and I think about what the significant advantage and disadvantages would be on the flip side to picking this perk, is that the disadvantage would be that I would essentially miss out on a perk. Now, you could argue that you'd be closer to a perk, but it's like, would you rather throw away a chance at something right now for something later that you're already going to get later, but you're a little bit closer to? I mean, sure, I get to have more skill points and go up about 7 more hit points right now, but it's just not worth it, and that's why I'm not gonna pick this perk. I mean, that's just, no. The advantages in the short term do not outweigh the disadvantages in the long term. Yeah, the disadvantages in the long term significantly outweigh the advantages in the short term that I would get. I mean, I might as well... I mean, I was about to say I might as well select Lead Belly in that case. But it's like, well, Here and Now allows me to level up, so it's not as useless as Lead Belly. I mean, there's a use for it, but not a practical use. Moving on. Karma Sutra Master. When it comes to pleasing sexually, you wrote the book. To face the raiders, I don't need this. I don't think they'll want to talk their way out of it. Light Step. You are agile, lucky, and always careful. This perk halves your chances of setting off a trap. Could be very useful, but I can heal from the damage, so it's not that big of a deal. Magnetic Personality. You get 1 extra slot in your companion limit. But don't forget that more than 5 is always a crowd. Again, I don't really use companions that much, so it just doesn't matter to me. This perk for this playthrough is basically useless. Mutate. The radiation of the wasteland has changed you. One of your traits has mutated into something else. Now this this could be very, very helpful. Because I don't know if I want the trait heavy-handed anymore. And this perk right here basically gives you a chance to basically hit do-over and gives you another chance to pick that. Mysterious Stranger. With this perk, you've gained the attention of a mysterious stranger who will appear to help you from time to time. If your ally is lost in combat, do not expect him or her to be replaced. Night Vision. With the Night Vision perk, you can see in the dark better. This will reduce the overall darkness level by 20%. Either 20 or 28%. I think 20%. 28's just too random for me. But no. Basically useless. Pack Rat. You are efficient at arranging your inventory in general. This makes it much easier to carry that little extra you've always needed. Now, with me getting more guns, this might be more useful. This is definitely more useful to me than it was several videos ago, but I don't think it's as useful to me now, as some of the other perks. Quick Pockets. You've learned to pack your equipment better. Accessing your inventory only costs you 2 action points in combat instead of 4. Yeah, this might be very, very helpful, but if it saved me just a little bit more, if it saved me 3 or 4, basically another knife swing instead of just 2, then I would maybe consider it a lot more. Quick Recovery. You are quick at recovering from being knocked down. Okay. I have been knocked down since I've gotten the Stonewall perk, but this is kind of a moot point because I don't want 2 perks that are very similar. The Quick Recovery and the Stonewall. I just don't want 2 perks that are very similar like that. I mean, they go hand in hand, but I feel like having Stonewall kind of mitigates and kind of makes having Quick Recovery kind of useful. Or useless, excuse me. Rad Resistance. You are better able to avoid radiation and the bad effects radiation causes. Each level of this perk improves your radiation resistance by 15%. Ranger. You gain a plus 15% towards your outdoorsman skill. You are more likely to avoid random encounters if you choose, and tend to find those special encounters more than most. Smooth Talker. You've learned to increase your dialogue options without understanding what you're talking about. Each level of this perk will increase your intelligence by 1, up to 10, for purposes of dialogue only. No. Snake Eater. Yum! Tastes like chicken. For each level of this perk, you gain 25% plus 25% to your poison resistance. Which, yes, that would be useful when dealing with the rad scorpions. Very much so. Strong Back, aka Mule. You can carry an additional 50 pounds of equipment for each level of this perk. Swift Learner, which is a really good perk no matter which playstyle you choose. You are indeed a Swift Learner with this perk, as each level gives you an additional plus 5% bonus whenever you earn experience. This is best taken early. I think it's down to Mutate, Dodger, and Mutate, Dodger. Let's see, what's the one where it's like inventory feats? Yeah, Pack Rat. I don't know what the difference between Strongback and Pack Rat is. Oh, and Thief. The blood of a thief runs through your veins. With the Thief perk, you gain a one-time bonus of plus 10% to your sneak. A one-time? No. Because I can change the heavy-handed trait to something else. But awareness would be really cool to have. But I think I might have to go with Dodger. I really think. But this is such a difficult decision to where no matter which perk I choose, later on today I'm going to be like, well, I should have picked that one, or I should have picked this one. But I think Dodger is going to be my pick. Okay, and now let's see, and then I gotta distribute big guns. Yeah, I don't have okay. So, let's see, Doctor, the healing of your wounds. First aid, used to treat small cuts. Abrasions or other minor ills. See, it's first aid that improves my skill with stim packs, I think. Either that or it's doctor. But either way, I'm gonna dump 5 skill points into each one. And then small guns are gonna get the remaining 10. Basically improving that by 20. And now, which the heavy-handed is not exactly bad, period. Because I have thought about this, coincidentally recently without even realizing that the mutate perk was available to me, because it's like, well, I miss sometimes, but when I hit really hard. And it's like, would I rather have that or small, lighter punches? And, I do like the thought of being able to punch somebody and just having them basically disintegrate into nothing. I know that sounds morbid, but I don't really care. But yeah, if it was a perk to if that perk for AP was to increase my AP in general, then I might have taken that. But a perk to increase my AC so that less stuff hits me, because that, when I think about it, picking the Dodger perk, that being that you are less likely to be hit in combat if you have this perk. You gain a +5 to your armor class, in addition to the AC bonus from any armor worn. Now, +5 might not seem like a big deal, but then I kind of break it down and I'm like, well, I had 16 before, and so 5 is almost a third of what my AC was before, and now, even when I apply the +5 to my AC, that is almost a quarter. So that is about a 23 or 24% increase to my AC. So it might not seem like it's a big deal on the surface, but then when you dig deeper and think of it like that, it might make a big deal. It might really make a big deal. And so yes, guys, I do believe that will do it for this Fallout 2 video. And until the next Fallout 2 video, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys! Thank you all for watching, and